At Virginia Tech University, 32 people were killed on campus, 17 others wounded. The shooter was on campus for 5 hours. He brought two semi automatic pistols, meaning he reloaded, and he kept going and going and going. I don't need to remind you of all the shootings that we've had on big campuses. Um, Uvalde, I don't even want to think about them. But today I'm going to tell you about what you can do if there's a shooting, an active shooter on your campus. So let me start here. There is a national de facto policy, and you'll probably see a film when you get to college, and it's going to be called Run, Hide, Fight. It'll probably be a low budget thing, but it's got a lot of good information in it. When you say run, hide, fight, what you're saying is, these are my choices. This is what I should do. I should run first. If that doesn't work, I should hide. If I can't hide, then fight. So let me start here. Let's start with run. Now, I have problems with run. Michigan State had a shooting. Two people were killed. Two students were killed a couple of years ago. And there was a lot of social media. And one of the most striking ones for me was two young ladies were running and they saw a news truck and they ran to the news truck and they asked, "Do you know where the shooter is?" And they said, "No, do you?" No one knew where the shooter was. So when you decide to run, you need to decide, I'm going to run away from danger. Run your ass off. Let me give you another tip here. I know you have friends. We all have friends. You can't go looking for your friends. You need to pick a spot and run towards it, preferably, probably off campus. Run and run and run. This isn't a time to do social media. It's not. Run if you can. Now, here's the next thing that happens. Let's say you can't run. Let's say you have some idea where the active shooter is. Um, you need to hide. Now, here's what happens when you hide. Let's say you're in a classroom. Some classrooms are good for this, and some classrooms are not good for this at all. For instance, if a classroom doesn't have a locking door, that's bad. There's no way to lock the door. If the door most likely opens outward, that's a problem too. Find the big guys in the room. Maybe you're the big guy. Start looking for desks, stack them up, cover the windows, be quiet. Look at, I'm just telling you this. Turn your phone on silent. Now, if there are people around in the building and you have to hide in a classroom, same as run, tell them there is an active shooter so they can make the decision to run, hide, or fight. So, look, I'm not being flip in any way when I say this. When you take when you get to your classroom, look, you don't need to be John Wick, you don't need to be Marky Mark, but just know, put it in the back of your head. If there's an active shooter, what can you do in the room that you're in if you have to hide? And I mean hide. Stack desks up, make it impossible to get into that room. And here's the third one, God forbid, fight with anything that you have. This is just me. And I can tell you this, my school takes it very seriously. My room is being modified this summer. And I'm very, very fortunate that when I asked about this, and a couple other professors have asked about this, they're taking it very, very, very seriously. Don't be that school like Michigan State that was dragging their feet for years and years and years and essentially waiting for a shooting. And now Michigan State is super duper safe. They've spent millions of dollars on it. I'm lucky enough in my school where I ask something and they're doing it for me, which is a really, really good thing. You don't want to get to fight. You don't want to be a hero, but if you have to. So for me, I look, this is what I do is I look for stuff I can throw, like my laptop, like anything at all. I want my students to be safe. And I'm sorry this is such a sobering podcast, but it's important. Know where you can run. So know where you are, know where you can hide correctly, barricade if you have to, cover any window in the room so no one can look inside, and wait. Wait and wait and wait and wait. Don't go out to see if the coast is clear. You'll be notified. So here's the deal also. Pretty much every campus has an app. Get the app. And what any good school will tell you is when you first get there and you're doing all of this orientation, you're looking around, and that's a great day. They should tell you what is the active shooter app. It's hard to call 911 sometimes. You want to go directly to the app. The app will lock down the campus. It'll let everybody know. There are huge campuses. The one I work in is gigantic. But even if I get something from, let's say, the north side of my campus, I'm typically always on the south side, I will know. Go to the app, just hit it. And then if you have a chance to call 911, do so. Take this super seriously. If you've made it this far, do me a favor and just share this with other people. Parents, share this. Know where you are at all times. All right. Peace.